Sponsored in part by DollarSeed.com for your flowers, vegetables, and herbs. All organic seeds, all only $1 a pack. DollarSeed.com. And by WillowSpringsSoap.com. Handmade soaps with simple, recognizable ingredients, making soaps using the cold kettle process while using traditional methods. WillowSpringsSoap.com.
Manuretea.com, authentic Haven brand, 100% natural soil conditioner for the home garden, all your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Manuretea.com, always free shipping.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. I'm Joy Barrett. Well, today we're going to transplant a vegetable that you may not think would be transplantable, but it is. And what we're going to transplant is kohlrabi. Now, this is a variety of giant kohlrabi that we had buried in the seed pack in the seed box, so we decided to go ahead and sprout it and see what came up. Well, by our amazement, we had quite a bit of kohlrabi come up. Now, the giant kohlrabi is different than the normal kohlrabi. The giant kohlrabi it takes about 130 days to reach maturity and can grow up to 10-pound kohlrabi head. Now, the world record is 62 pounds, so that's, something we might want to aim for. But kohlrabi it has a texture or taste of a cross between cabbage and radishes, and when you peel back the flesh, it has the consistency of a peeled apple. It can be used in stir fries, eaten raw, cooked, whatever way you want to go about doing it. And the leaves on the kohlrabi is actually 3 times more nutritional than the actual bulb itself, and the bulb forms above the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to extract all of these out into this container here, and then place one in each one of these cells. Now, we've used these before on the program, and these are 50 cell trays that I found along the side of the road a couple years back that somebody was throwing out. And these will work quite well. I filled it with organic potting mix, and I've taken one and pressed down on the other to make sure there's no air pockets, so the soil and the roots have good bonding together. And then we'll water it from the top with our misting system, not to get the top of the plants wet, but just to get the soil. So let's go ahead and get these out of the container as safely as we possibly can. We planted them with vermiculite on top like we did the tomatoes. Okay, as you can see, they're starting to get root bound. So now the fun part begins, to where we're just going to basically do our best to extract these easily. Now some of these you're going to break, and I've just broke one stem there, and that's just part of the way it's going to go. So I'm just going to gently pull one out. There's one. Now, to replant these, you're going to plant them. You can plant these about 1 inch deeper than what they are. Though they're a little on the leggy side there, we can plant them about 1 inch deeper, but no more, and that will help rid the plant of the legginess. And you can see it's got a very long taproot. So we're going to take a pin and simply make the hole as large as we feel needed. And I always want to make it bigger than what it needs to be. And we're just going to gently set the plant into the soil there. I'm going to press it down a little bit and then bring some of that soil around the stem. And then we'll get it under the grow lights to get more growth on it, and then hopefully here in a couple weeks we'll be able to put them out in the ground. So I'm going to go through and try to, as gently as possible, knowing there will be some casualties here, to get the largest ones, get all of them transplanted in these 50 cell trays. With kohlrabi, it's a cool weather crop, and you don't necessarily have to start it inside, but much like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, those type of items, if you can get it started inside and you have the space available, it is a great opportunity to get a jump start on the growing season. With this gigantic kohlrabi, it takes about 130 days to reach maturity, so we're just trying to get it a jump start on planting it inside, and then we'll move it outside when the weather becomes appropriate. So we've got our kohlrabi transplant. We had more seeds than what we thought we were going to have. We actually have 124 kohlrabi plants, and we had a disappointment of losing 23 of them, which wasn't a big deal, but they all grew together and some of them did break. So I watered them in here with our Hudson sprayer, just a gentle mist to soak the soil down. and we'll put these under the grow lights to get them established better and to get them all standing straight up and down. So again, kohlrabi, it's a cool weather crop. It could be directly sowed in the ground, but we took the opportunity, because we had the space available, to grow it inside and get some jump starts on it. Now, if you don't have the space to grow it inside, you can direct seed it in the ground, as I spoke about, or some garden centers will actually have kohlrabi starts for you in your growing center. Legginess is a term that gardeners use to describe a condition about their plants that simply means the stem is growing much faster than the leaves. Now, there's a couple of ways to prevent this. One is if you grow or start your seeds outside in a greenhouse with the proper internal temperature, the plants will pick up enough UV rays that they will properly grow at the correct rate. But if you're inside, you can use one of these, a grow light. Now, depending on who you talk to or read, the proper height between plant and light can be anywhere from 1 to 5 inches. That simply means as the seed emerges, the light should be that height above the seedling, and as the seedling grows, the light can be moved higher above. Now, what that does is gives the plant the notoriety that says that, hey, I've got plenty of light, I'm going to put on foliage instead of reaching for the light it's needed, much like this broccoli plant that we started much earlier. It's got a much longer stem and it was reaching for the lights. Now, there's a couple of ways to correct this condition. One, you can simply plant this broccoli plant in the ground at the height that it came in or has grown in this cup. Or you can plant them as deep as the first set of leaves. That can be controversial depending on what forum you look at. What we recommend is taking the plant and putting it in the ground about 1 inch below what it currently is setting in. So we put it buried about 1 more inch below the soil. And then it will acquire enough UV rays and sunlight to grow properly. Prior to putting this in the ground, there's a couple of ways to strengthen the plant to give it the best chance it possibly can in the ground. One is simply take a fan and blow on the plants at a low speed to agitate the plants to strengthen the stem. You can go to the extreme of taking toothpicks or straws and placing around the plant and strapping it to the plant gently to allow more support as that fan blows. It's totally up to your discretion, and it's one way to help prevent legginess or strengthen and resolve the problem if your plants are already becoming legginess as it is in your grow room. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and comment. I'm Joey Barrett, and this has been a Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener Extra. For more information, you can find us on our website at thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.